Let's talk about my experience with GeForce Now. And I will just say right up front, it was a very good one. I had a very specific situation that I was traveling out of my home state and then actually out of the country as well. And in both scenarios, it worked fantastic. And I'm going to tell you why. I would definitely recommend GeForce Now to most people, especially if you are traveling and you maybe have a laptop or a very underpowered computer at that place where you're traveling to, and it can't necessarily keep up with the games that you want to play. GeForce Now is a great option because you are streaming your gameplay from a computer that is very powerful, so you don't really have to worry about that. Your computer doesn't have to work hard, or your laptop doesn't have to be, running its fans at full speed, heating up, getting, boiling your legs trying to sit there and play, whatever it may be. And it's very easy to use. To use it, all you need to do is go to, or just Google GeForce Now, and then it will pop up with the website. You'll download it and you're good to go. And if you want to see if whatever games that you're playing at the time or want to play when you're traveling or when using GeForce Now, then you can of course type this in to the game search and it will come up. Right now I'm playing a lot of Lost Ark, which is an MMO. So I was playing that and it worked fantastic. So I will say that they have a different couple of options in terms of membership. I went with the priority membership. I knew I wouldn't need this for more than a month, so I just paid the $9.99. And again, it was definitely worth it in my opinion. And you can stream the games up to 1080p, which I definitely did. And then I was playing at 60 FPS, which is just fine, especially if you're on the go. Unless you really, really want to be able to stream the game and play it in 4K and then play it in up to 120 frames per second, then of course go for the ultimate package. The downside of the free membership is that you are going to have to wait a long time typically to stream from one of the available computers. So that's why I would say to definitely go for the priority or the ultimate. As far as the gameplay experience that I had, it was really good. So the lag from the computer was only about 10 to 15 milliseconds. And on top of course, the server ping, it was very, very playable. Virtually no extra delay in gameplay or anything like that compared to normal playing on my home setup. So it was a very good experience overall. There was no cutouts or spotty connections or anything like that. In the first week that I was using it, when I was in a different state, and my internet at the time was around 50 megabytes per second. So it was a pretty quick internet service, which was very good. So I had no issues there. Now, I will say, when I went out of the country, I actually went to Turkey, and when I was trying to play there, my Wi-Fi connection definitely was not as good. It was well below 10 megabytes per second, which is the recommended speed to use GeForce Now, and I definitely understand why, because my gameplay experience was not the same as it was when I was in the States and had much better internet. I frequently had spotty connection issues, a severe drop in quality. It looked like I was just playing 10 pixels across the screen at some point. But again, that's why they recommend you to have about 10 megabytes per second. Aside from that, I was still able to get some things done whenever I did have a good connection, but you can't expect it to run perfect whenever, of course, you don't have very good internet to support the fact that it's streaming from another computer. However, the functionality of everything was still very good and I was impressed. And if I go to travel again and I have to take my laptop, which is not very well equipped to play video games, I will definitely be using GeForce Now again. The only situation that I feel like it might not be the best idea, or you might just have to deal with the fact that it's not going to be quite the same gameplay experience, is a very quick FPS type of a title that requires low reaction times and very quick movements, because at that point you are going to be having that extra little bit of lag, since it is having to communicate with between multiple computers, between that computer and streaming it to yours instead of it just being on your home computer. So it might ruin the gameplay experience for you, or it might not, but you can always try it out. And at the end of the day, if you're spending $10 on it, at least you're only losing out on $10 and you have it for 30 days. So it really just depends on your situation. But all in all, I really enjoyed using this, and I will definitely be using it again if I go and travel anywhere that I'm able to take my laptop and still play a little bit while I'm there.